Hey guys, so today we're gonna talk about tomorrow's primary in Wisconsin. As you guys know, I made a video about this uh, yesterday about the fact that uh, people like Bernie Sanders has called out for the primary to be postponed because of the huge pandemic that we're going through right now. And right now, we almost at the peak of the pandemic. So, doesn't it make any sense for us to have it? And as you see right there, right now, Bernie Sanders is the only one calling it out to be suspended, and obviously we have Joe Biden on the other side, who happens to be the presumptive nominee, saying, we have to listen to the experts and see what their opinion is in the hand. If you saw the video, what I think about that and how that seems a little bit sleazy. But let's go into what's going on today. Obviously, the governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, I will postpone that primary until June, right?
Yeah,
And it seems that later on during the day, we also find out the Supreme Court of Wisconsin overturned that, and he said that Tony Evers couldn't do that, couldn't postpone it to the state's primary. And now they're having it, so tomorrow there's going to be a primary. And they later on, the Supreme Court voted whether if not, people should get quite a few days to go out there and vote because of the pandemic that we have right now. I guess the Supreme Court at the beginning, they were trying to battle out whether if they should give people a couple of days to go out there and cast a ballot, right?
yeah,
But then they decided to vote against that, and it seems that people are going to have one day to vote, right? Which is fucking crazy. It's jet alone crazy to go out there and vote tomorrow because of the COVID-19 issue. But I guess the GOP came together and the Democrats came together and made this happen because they both had something in common interest, right? They want Joe Biden
yeah,
to win tomorrow, even if people don't go out there and vote. And the GOP wants, according to Donald Trump, they want the Supreme Court judge, right? I
yeah.
guess Donald Trump
Yo, Kelly.
has Donald Trump has endorsed Justice Daniel Kelly for the Supreme Court of the great state of Wisconsin, as he stated right there. He's telling people to go out there and vote safely. How is that going to be possible? I don't know. But he's telling people to go out there and vote for Daniel Kelly for the Supreme, I know for the Supreme Court, for the Justice, wait, the Supreme Court? Is it Supreme Court? Yeah, Supreme Court. No, it's
I think so. Yeah,
yeah, Supreme Court of Wisconsin. So both Democrats and Joe Biden and the DNC
that's messed up, man.
didn't even they didn't even call out for the Wisconsin primary to be postponed. So that makes you think, oh, they really want this to continue as planned. So there you guys have a little bit of actual comic, I mean, no comic, cartoon about the DNC and how
Top, bro.
Tom Perez
Yeah.
is trying to say, oh, go out there and vote tomorrow. And obviously, he's telling people to go out and die, basically. So, Kenneth, let us know. Then tell me, do you agree with this? Do you agree with what
Of
the
course not.
DNC and the GOP
Of
is
course
doing?
not. Of course not. You know what the saddest part about this is?
What?
Like always, none of them are going to take responsibility for it. It's going to just be like Iraq, the bailouts, everything, right? They're not going to take. They're going to go out there. People will get infected, and they're going to be like, "What? We never told you to do that. We
Yeah.
just had to. We had to be sure. We had to listen to the expert. The consensus wasn't in. We didn't know. They're going to make every excuse in the book for their rhetoric and putting people's lives in danger, like they always do. And of course, both these parties don't want health care. So if you get sick listening to them, okay, then they're not going to help you out.
Yeah.
And so it's like these guys are just straight up scumbags. That's what it is. And and another thing I think about it is that you have people on social media say that the only reason why Sanders and his supporters uh, wanted it postponed is because it benefits him versus Joe Biden. And if Bernie Sanders was winning, we would prefer to have the Wisconsin primary on time as well. One, you don't know that. You can never really know because it's not happening. But two, that's just straight up projection. Like it's straight up projection. Um, a lot of these people want the primary to happen because they want Joe Biden to win. They want Joe Biden to go out there, ignore people's health,
Hmm.
and they're just trying to project that on everyone else, on Bernie Sanders supporters, on everyone else, say that, well, see, we want it to happen. You would do the same thing. It's like, no, you
Yeah, this you.
you want that because years come back.
Yeah, even the last
Uh,
elections in the Louisiana, I think it was, and then in
yeah,
Florida, where I think Joe Biden campaign was telling people, "Oh, it's safe to go out there." But what you're talking about?
right.
I don't know what Bernie's bringing up this whole thing about postponing the elections. The CDC has told us it is safe to go out there.
Right, and that's the thing about it. It's just like this. It's like for some reason, a lot of these people think that this is a game. That this playing with people's lives is a game. It's like, look, this is a crisis unlike we've ever seen in most of our lifetimes. It's to be honest, it might be the only time we run into a crisis of this magnitude this century, just like last century. So I think it's ridiculous to really put people's lives in danger just for a presidential primary. Because you know what happens, like if the presidential primary gets postponed, and then by extension the presidential election gets postponed, Trump doesn't stay president until the election. That's not how it works. He gets automatically booted in December because that's how the Constitution works. So he doesn't stay. He gets booted. I think on December 17th. Trump automatically gets booted as president, and then in that case, Nancy Pelosi automatically becomes the president because she's the next in line after Mike Pence to be the president of the United States. It's just the chain of command in the United States. Um, and so you don't really have any problem with, I guess, for lack of a better term, postponing democracy. But the reason you have to say that is because this is such a crazy, crazy time we live in right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous that they're making people, that they're making people to go out there and cast a vote, but they know that people are not gonna show up, and like the people who do show up, but they're gonna vote for Biden because
Yeah.
obviously Bernie Sanders supporters are telling even amongst themselves, it's like, no, don't go on there, bro, it's not worth it, and even
And also,
Bernie's, uh-huh.
yeah, that was the amazing part about it because even the DNC postponed their convention.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
do
the
it
DNC
virtually.
postponed, yeah. So the DNC postponed their convention. Why are they telling people it's safe to vote? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No. I mean, they don't want to really come out and say that and that like they did last time and like two
Yeah,
weeks ago. But they clearly trying to between the lines saying, "Oh yeah, we're not turn around and not look at what's going on tomorrow. Hopefully everything goes as planned. Let us know what the results are at the end of the day." You know what I mean? And it's but at least Donald Trump has the fucking
I mean,
dumbass move to go out there and say, "Oh yeah, go vote tomorrow. I endorse this can and this person."
yeah, I think the best thing that could happen tomorrow, I guess, is that none of the poll workers show up.
More
If
like
they
that
don't
is
show up, if they don't show up, then you really can't vote.
huge
I mean,
lines.
yeah, you can, but not really, because they kind of have to like check everyone out. They have to check your ID. I don't know if that's how it works in Wisconsin, but that's how it works in California. They have to like put you in a system, cancel your mail ballots, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think you have to be registered to do that and trained. And so if none of the poll workers show up, then you can technically vote, but not really. Uh, and then the people who count the votes, I hope they don't show up either. I think this is one of those times where you defy your politicians. It's not worth it, especially for a group of people who don't care about you anyway.
Yeah, no, but that's why clearly they're telling you they don't give a flying fuck whether
Yeah,
if they believe in democracy because they don't actually disenfranchise people from actually voting. They're keeping
yeah,
people from actually voting, and also because they don't really care if you actually go out there and do vote.
or
And
they don't care if you die either. I mean,
yeah,
it's
because that's the biggest thing right now on the line in people's lives. The
yeah.
C actually we're almost at the peak, right? As you mentioned in the beginning, we had
Right.
the
I think was it the CDC or Dr. Fauci said that at this point, for the next 2 weeks, so about April 6th to about April 20th, you want to avoid even grocery stores and pharmacies because they're expecting this to be about the peak for a lot of the coronavirus in the United States, and so this is going to be or getting close to the peak. And so this is going to be when it's at its most contagious, when the most people have it, where therefore it's the easiest to spread. And so you stay it for 2 weeks, and then after that, it starts to fall. Or at least that's the projections. No guarantee.
yeah. Based on how this looks, I think it's gonna continue, but hopefully it's not the case. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I
a
see.
lot of people are expecting to continue until August. That's the official projections to continue to August. Can people? And when I say continue to August, I mean like you would need a quarantine until August. And obviously it would change based on states, but I don't think people will stay until August. People can't even stay for 3 weeks, let alone
I mean,
3, 4 months, 5 months.
based on how everyone is doing their own fucking thing in every state, I
Yeah,
don't think this is gonna be resolved this year at all.
yeah.
Uh,
That's the bad part about it because
yeah,
it's like it just needs so much.
it's
Like
a huge mess.
yeah, it really is just a mess, and it's that all that's doing is making it take way longer. But Italy is they hit their peak. They're starting to see decline.
That's because
And
the
the
whole country is
U.S.
quarantined.
Yeah, they believe that the U.S. is about 2 weeks behind Italy, so we should see ours in the next 2 weeks. That's why it's a 2 week thing. That's why I say 2 weeks. And so, but at the end of the day, it is a mess.
Yeah, it is a
People
mess
don't care. Like I
because
said, we
uh,
just did a video where people were going to church anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and I mean, yeah, other countries have taken all the measurements, for it to like bend the curve that they
yeah,
need to. In the United States, it's just like playing around with fucking politics, and
yeah.
as
I
you,
mean, right now you have what the United States is over 300,000 cases, I think,
what
and
Wisconsin or the whole.
the whole
Oh, they
country.
are 300, more than 300. I think it's
Yeah,
350 or 375 by now.
and it's showing that and it's believed that China didn't tell the truth about their numbers, or they didn't give you the complete picture. Because so far, I think the United States, Italy, Spain, French, Germany all passed China in terms of number of cases, and the death rate is the percentage of people dead is actually rising.
In China?
So no, not in China, but in the other
Oh,
countries.
okay.
The percentages started to go up slightly. It's still within projections, but you see it started to rise up. The law of large numbers, or as you get bigger sample size, it becomes truer to the actual one. So it's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
know.
I don't think this is gonna end this year. If anything, we're gonna go into the next one and get ready to see a lot of misfortune, deaths, and a lot of BS from our political leaders.
Right. I think they're expecting because of our poor response to this virus and the lack of
Supplies,
equipment and
equipment.
supplies that they're expecting around 200, 300,000 deaths in the United States, which is bad.
Yeah,
It's
right now
really
we're currently what 8,000, 10,000, right?
I think it was between 6 and 8 thousand. I think.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't.
mean,
It's 10. The last time I saw it was 10, so it must be more.
okay.
Yeah, but anyways, it's still ridiculous that we had to every day find
Yeah,
out
it's 2,000.
more information about this, and it's mostly negative. And it seems that we're gonna continue going down this path because the United States is a big, big country, and there's so many people out here who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and unfortunately, that's gonna cause a lot of more debts and a lot
And
of
it's
more.
And the saddest part about that statement is that you use it interchangeably between some of the citizens and the politicians. That's the worst thing about it. People
Yeah,
not doing this.
yeah. This is what we're in. So
Uh,
guys, make sure to do the right thing and stay at home and be safe. Especially the next 2 or 3 weeks that you might see pick everywhere. When it comes to this disease, maybe not, but let us know what you guys think about this. If you have some anger to burst out, make sure to just put it in a comment to let us know. And make sure to tell everyone about this because it's very serious. Don't listen to people like Donald Trump or the DNC or Joe Biden. Don't go on there and vote. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You have your family's lives in the line, your life,
yeah,
other people's lives. It's not worth it. Fuck this shit.
yeah, yeah.